Welcome everyone to the Little Crafter Show. Hello, my name is Eileen, aka Eileen Little Crafter. You can always go to my website for additional information about my podcast and my YouTube show. For this show, excuse me. Anyways, I'm going to be making a shaker card. As you can see, I've done a lot of prep work ahead of time. That is some Heidi Swap paper. I just ran it through my mink. It has acetate. It's from her collection of designer scrapbooking paper for the mink. And I use some silver mink paper. I'm just going to be using some score tape to adhere it to some vellum, which I got from Ellen Huston. That particular hole, the circle, is cut out from a punch, which is 3 inches of the punches. Recollection's a huge punch. Anyways, I'm going to be also using some foam tape to make the well, because when you make a shaker card, you don't want the sequins or whatever it is that you use, seed beads or whatever, to go flying all over the place. So you need something to buffer it. So a lot of people call it a well. So I think that pretty much is a good name for it. Excuse me about that, got a little froggy. So I'm going to be using some foam tape. You can also use, I've also seen people use, what is that, on fun foam. They just doubled it. I would also have doubled my, or even tripled my foam tape, because not realizing it, the stars really didn't shake as well as I would have liked it. And I think I think I used just some foil paper that I had. I think it was just some Recollections paper. It was foiled and silver, and I just used a little punch that I had. I could have used my toner paper, which is just some blank small pieces of toner paper that you could use through your mink, put it through the mink, and then whatever color foil, and then cut it out, you know, whatever die cut you want. But I just used, I already had some foil paper on hand, so I just used that, and I'm going to be taking off the release paper, or the backing of the of the foam tape. That particular paper, the black piece there, is kind of like a lighter, or like a light gray, a dark, a black. Anyway, it's kind of ombre look. It has some texture to it, which is really cool. It has like circle texture, excuse me. Anyways, so I'm going to be adhering all that together, and then I'm going to be using some score tape to adhere it to the card base, which is a 6 by, or is it 5 by? Anyway, it's a regular it's a regular A size card, which I got at Michael's. I think it's 7 by 6 or 6 by 7. I can't remember. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, I'm going to be using also this particular piece, the sentiment, which I cut out using my Cricut. I had it cut out the semicircle, and which is it's a banner piece, excuse me, and just write out happy birthday, and I don't remember what font I used, but they have a lot of nice cool looking banner pieces and fonts, so you can use whatever. It's really cool, and I love my Cricut. I'm also going to be using some foam tape on this gorgeous girl, which I colored with my Spectrum Noir markers. I'm sorry, I don't have the exact combination that I use for each particular element on the card. It's a blue, red, and some grays for her hair. And I thought that this came out really cool. I just fussy cut it with the same scissors that I'm using. I just, or detailed cut it out. It doesn't have a die to it. So anyway, so I'm going to be using some foam tape, and then I'm going to be adding, just checking it out, and then I realized, oh, I should have added some more, but I didn't want to take the card apart because then I was worried that it might rip. I'm going to be using some Spectrum Noir, not Spectrum Noir, Stella, excuse me, that's the word. Now for the red, I did have a little bit of a problem. It did bleed a little bit, but the rest of the image did not bleed, so that was really nice. Anyway, so again, I'm going to be using the Spectrum Noir, which is a clear, subtle glitter, and I'm going to be taking the stars, the rest of the stars that I have, I'm going to be using that. I'm placing them all over the place, on the card, on her hat, and I'm using my Zig two-way glue pen. Love this little pen because you can get all those little like detailed stuff on it. And as you can see, I'm having issues picking up this one star. Anyway, so that does that for the outside of the card. Now I'm going to be bringing in my what's this? We Are Memory Keepers scoreboard. That yeah, envelope punch. Excuse me, envelope punch. That's the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch. And I'm going to be using some. I believe that's yeah. Oh God, I think it's Recollections cardstock. Anyways, the card is cut at 4 by 4 and was it 5 by 5? Then I just kind of made it into a 4 by 4 card. Anyways, I'm just gonna use my Zig two-way glue to adhere it, well, to glue it together, and then I'm also gonna be using the same washi tape that I used on top of the banner piece or sentiment piece, and I'm just gonna make an X, you know, just kind of. I'm gonna be using this to just glue it in the inside. I wanted to use the other washi tape, but it didn't work. I kind of messed up a little bit, so I needed to trim that down a little and fix a little edge. I'm going to be using again the same washi tape. This is Tim Holtz washi tape, if anybody's interested. Anyways, just kind of decorating that so that it looks a little more, you know, cohesive and fun. So if you guys have any comments or questions, I would greatly appreciate it if you leave them down below, or you can always email me. My email address is eileen@eileenlittlecrafter.com. You can always go to my website, which is eileenlittlecrafter.com. So right now, after I put the washi tape together, I'm using once again my Zig two-way glue pen to adhere the star to it. And at this point, somehow the glue, I must have put so much glue on somewhere, and I realized that I made a boo-boo, so I had to cover it up. So I decided to use these fabric flowers. At first I was going to try and use my score tape, but that just didn't adhere to it properly. So I grabbed my Scott quick dry adhesive and just trimmed everything apart, because I trimmed them apart. It was like 3 of them, and so I just re-adhered the star, and I'm going to put one underneath the banner piece, and I'm just trimming it up so that it looks nicer. And then I'm going to put one down at the bottom, so, and trim it up, and there goes my card. Oh, I'm closing it up with some washi tape just to see. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.